Hey there, my ambitious friend. Are you ready to learn some powerful strategies for success? Well, you're in luck because today we're diving into the ancient wisdom of Sun Tzu's The Art of War and uncovering the hidden lessons in warfare that can be applied to our modern lives. So buckle up and get ready for an epic journey of knowledge and enlightenment. Lesson number 1. In order to carry out an attack, we must have means available. Just like the great military leaders throughout history, we need to be prepared and have resources at our disposal. Whether it's knowledge, skills, or financial resources, we must always be ready to take action and seize opportunities. Lesson number 2. When attacking with fire, be prepared for possible developments. It's all about being adaptable and responding to the changing circumstances. Just like William of Normandy, who attacked a castle by shooting fire into it while simultaneously sending men to start another fire from the outside, we need to be proactive and take advantage of distractions or vulnerabilities in our competition. Lesson number 3. If there is an outbreak of fire, but the enemy remains quiet, bide your time and do not attack. Sometimes, it's best to wait and observe. Take the example of the Japanese during World War II, who used fire balloons to attack the U.S. mainland. The U.S. authorities chose to keep quiet about these incidents, allowing them to gather intelligence and eventually put an end to the attacks. When competitors behave strangely, be suspicious and strategize accordingly. Lesson number 4. When the force of the flames has reached its height, follow it up with an attack if possible. Timing is everything. Just like the southern warlords who attacked Cao Cao's fleet after their fire ships had caused chaos, the best time to strike is when the enemy is in disarray. Look for the opportune moment to make your move and capitalize on the confusion. Lesson number 5. If possible, make an assault with fire from without, rather than waiting for it to break out within. Strategic thinking is key. Instead of entering the enemy's camp to start a fire, the Castilians sprayed oil onto the English ships and set them ablaze from a distance. You don't always have to play by the rules. Find creative ways to attack from unexpected angles and gain the upper hand. Lesson number 6. When you start a fire, be to windward of it. Environmental factors can greatly impact the outcome of your plans. Just like King Penda, who had to abandon his attack when the wind blew the fire back onto his own men, it's crucial to assess the conditions and act accordingly. Choose your battles wisely and ensure that the odds are in your favor. Lesson number 7. Intelligence is shown by those who use fire as an aid to attack, while strength is gained by those who use water as an aid to attack. Fire and water are both powerful assets when utilized correctly. The Athenians lost siege engines to fire when attacking Syracuse, while later, Dionysius I organized fire brigades to extinguish flames when his own siege engines were attacked. Adaptation and resourcefulness are the keys to success. Lesson number 8. Unhappy is the fate of one who tries to win battles without fostering the spirit of enterprise. Without a proactive and innovative mindset, our efforts are wasted and we become stagnant. Just like the Byzantines who invented Greek fire, we must encourage creativity and ingenuity. Nurture the ideas of those around you and create an environment that fosters growth and innovation. Lesson number 9. Move not unless you see an advantage. Fight not unless the position is critical. Don't waste your time and resources on fruitless endeavors. Just as Napoleon Bonaparte understood, taking action without a clear advantage is detrimental. Assess the situation, weigh the risks and benefits, and make informed decisions. Lesson number 10. No ruler should put troops into the field merely to gratify his own desires. Avoid acting out of ego or personal motives. Learn from General Grant's mistake at the Battle of Cold Harbor, where his pride led to the unnecessary loss of thousands of his own soldiers. Stay humble and make decisions based on logic and reason, not emotions. Lesson number 11. The enlightened ruler is heedful, and the good general is cautious. Caution and careful planning are vital for success. Following in the footsteps of Field Marshal Montgomery, who prioritized thorough preparation and caution, we can achieve steady and sustainable progress. Avoid unnecessary harm and fight only when the position is critical. So, my ambitious friend, what will you take away from these powerful lessons? How will you apply them in your own life to reach new heights of success? Take a moment to reflect and make a plan of action. And remember, if you found this video valuable, consider giving a tip proportional to the value received. The link can be found in the description below. Now go forth and conquer. Hey guys, Max Sterling here, and in this video, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating world of cognitive biases. You might think you're making rational decisions, but these biases can sneakily influence your thoughts and actions without you even realizing it. So, stay tuned to discover 12 cognitive biases that you've probably fallen victim to at some point in your life. Number 1 is the anchoring bias. Our brains tend to rely heavily on the first piece of information we receive when making decisions. This bias can be manipulated by setting an anchor point that skews our judgment. For example, if I tell you the price of a car is $30,000 and then offer it to you for $20,000 the following week, you'll feel like you're getting a great deal because your initial anchor was $30,000. But if I had started with $10,000, suddenly $20,000 doesn't seem like such a good deal. Next up is the availability heuristic bias. This bias leads us to overestimate the importance of information that is readily available to us. For example, many people believe that terrorism is the biggest threat to society because that's what they see on the news. But in reality, you're more likely to be killed by a television, a falling coconut, or even a cow than by a terrorist attack. It just goes to show how our perception can be easily swayed by what we see and hear without considering the statistics. Then, we have the bandwagon effect. This bias causes us to do or believe in something simply because everyone else is doing or believing in it. It's the classic "if your friends jumped off a bridge, would you?" scenario. People often vote for a certain candidate or choose a particular stock in the market because they want to be part of the majority or follow the crowd. Moving on, we have the choice supportive bias. This bias makes us defend and justify our choices simply because we made them. Whether it's buying an Apple product over a Windows PC or supporting a certain political candidate, we tend to highlight the positive aspects of our choices while downplaying the negatives. After all, who wants to admit they made a bad decision? Number 5 is confirmation bias. We have a tendency to seek out information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs and ignore or reinterpret information that goes against them. Have you ever noticed how people only click on articles or watch videos that align with their views? It's a prime example of confirmation bias in action. And then, there's the ostrich bias. This bias refers to our subconscious decision to ignore negative or unpleasant information. We often choose to bury our heads in the sand and hope our problems will go away. Procrastination is a prime example of the ostrich bias at play. Instead of facing a problem head-on, we pretend it doesn't exist and hope it resolves itself. Next on the list is the outcome bias. Instead of evaluating the effectiveness of a decision based on the facts and conditions at the time it was made, we tend to judge it solely on the outcome. This bias can lead to faulty thinking because luck or other external factors may have influenced the outcome rather than the actual quality of the decision. Now, let's talk about overconfidence. This bias occurs when we become overly confident in our abilities and start making decisions based on our opinions or guts rather than facts and logic. It's dangerous to rely solely on past success as it may lead us astray in the future. Up next is the placebo bias. This bias shows that our beliefs and expectations can have a profound impact on our experiences and outcomes. For example, the placebo effect demonstrates how even a sugar pill can improve a person's health if they believed it was medicine. Similarly, having a positive mindset and believing in your abilities can greatly influence your chances of success. Moving on to survivorship bias. This bias occurs when we only consider the surviving information or data that is available to us and overlook the outliers or failures. For example, articles that claim certain habits of millionaires will make you wealthy only take into account the successful ones while ignoring the majority who didn't achieve the same level of success. Then, we have selective perception. This bias causes us to perceive messages and actions according to our pre-existing beliefs and expectations while ignoring or forgetting information that contradicts them. It's like wearing a filter that only allows in what aligns with our worldview. And finally, we have the self-serving bias. This bias leads us to attribute success to our own abilities and talents, while attributing failure to external factors beyond our control. It's a way for our ego to protect itself and maintain a positive self-image. So there you have it, 12 cognitive biases that influence our thoughts and actions every day. By understanding these biases, we can become more aware of our decision-making processes and strive to make more rational choices. Now, if you found this video valuable and want to learn more about the intricacies of the human mind, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and click the notification bell. By doing so, you'll stay up to date with our latest videos and gain even more insights into the world of cognitive biases. So, what actions are you going to implement in your life based on the information in this video? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you found this video truly valuable, you can show your appreciation by giving a tip proportional to the value received. The link to do so can be found in the video description. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep challenging your biases and expanding your mind.